Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Hidayat from Class 2A English Education Department of UIN Sunan Gunung Jati Bandung. In this video, I will discuss a little material about the articulatory phonetics. Let's move to the point and happy watching. The productions of speech involves three processes. The first is initiations, setting near in motion through the vocal tract. The second is phonations, the modifications of air flows as it passes through the larynx, relate to voicings. And the third is articulations, the shapings of air flows to generate particular sound types, relate to manner. What is the articulatory phonetics? Articulatory phonetics refers to the aspects of phonetics which looks at how the sounds of speech are made with the organs of the vocal tract. And also, articulatory phonetics can be seen as divided us into three areas to describe consonants. Three areas. There are voice, phrase, and manner respectively. Now let's move to the first point of the articulatory phonetics. It is voice. In English, we have both voice and voiceless sounds, or we usually call voice and voiceless consonants. A sound fits into one of these categories according to how the vocal folds behave when the speech sound is produced. How to differentiate between the voice and voiceless sounds? First one, voice sounds. Voice sounds are sounds that involve vocal fold vibrations when they are produced. Examples of voice sounds are b, d, v, and m. If you place two fingers on either sides of the front of your neck, just below your jawbones, and produce a sound, you should be able to feel a vibrating sections. For example, b, big, v, very, and then m, like man. That is a vibration. This tells you that sounds is voice. And for the voiceless sounds are sounds that are produced with no vocal fold vibrations. For example, the sounds like s, 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 there is no vibrations, s, th, th, p, p, and f, like father. There is no vibrations, and it is the voiceless sounds. Now let's move to the second point of the articulatory phonetics. It is place. The vocal tract is made up of different sections which play a pivotal role in the productions of speech. These sections are called articulators and are what make speech sounds possible. They can be divided into two types. The first is the active articulators and the second the passive articulator. What is the active articulator? The active articulators is the articulators that moves toward another articulators in the productions of a speech sounds. These articulators move towards another articulators to form clusters of some types in the vocal tract. And the passive articulators is the articulators that remain stationary in the productions of a speech sounds. Often, this is the destinations that the active articulators move toward. And now, I will talk about the different phases of articulations in the vocal tract. The first place is bilabial. Bilabial sounds involve the upper and lower lips. In the productions of bilabial sounds, the lips comes into contact with each other to form an effective contractions. For examples like p sound, b, and m. B, baby, m, man. Involves the upper and lower lips. Man, b, b, p. And the three consonants are the bilabial sounds. And the second is labiodental. Labiodental sounds involve the lower lip or labial and upper teeth or dental, coming into contact with each other to form an effective contractions in the vocal tract. Examples of labiodental sounds in English are f and v, f like father, and v like value, very. Labiodental sounds can be divided into two types. The first is endolabial, sound produced where the upper teeth are pressed against the insides of the lower lip, and the second is exolabial, sounds produced where the upper teeth are pressed against the outer sides of the lower lip. The next place is dental. Dental sounds include the tongue tips or active articulators making contact with the upper teeth to form a constriction. Examples of dental sounds in English are the sounds and the, think, those, and then the. If a sound is produced where the tongue is between the upper and lower teeth, it is attributed the terms interdental. The next place is alveolars. First of all, before I explain what an alveolar sound is, it's useful to locate the alveolar ridge itself. If you place your tongue just behind your teeth and moves it around, you'll feel a bony sort of ridge. This is known as the alveolar ridge. And then alveolar sounds involve the front portions of the tongues making contact with the alveolar ridge to form on effective contractions in the vocal tract. Examples of alveolar sounds in English are the, n, l, and s. In the words, for example, time, and then day, nine, and then for the l sounds in the word like lemon and so. The next place is postal velars. Postal velar sounds are made a little farther back or forth from the alveolar ridge. A postal velar sound is produced when the blade of the tongue comes into contact with the first alveolar regions of your mouth. Examples of first alveolar sounds in English are sh and z. Sh like shoe, she, z like zoo. The next place is palatal. Palatal sounds are made with the tongue body, the big, fleshy part of your tongue. The tongue body rises up towards the hard palate in your mouth. The dome-shaped ropes in your mouth to form an effective contractions. An example of a palate sounds in English is J. J in alphabet, usually spelled as y, like you, usually. The second place is velar. Velar sounds are made when the back of the tongue or tongue dorsum rises toward the soft palate, which is located at the back of the roof of the mouth. This soft palate is known as the velum. An effective contraction is formed when these two articulators comes into contact with each other. Examples of velar sounds in English are k, g, and ng, like sing, and then for the k like quality and others. Let's move to the third point of the articulatory phonetics. It is manner. In simple terms, the manners of articulations refers to the ways a sound is made. As opposed to the words it makes, sounds differ in the way they are produced. When the articulators are brought towards each other, the flows of air differ according to the specific sound type. For instance, the air flows can be completely blocked up or made turbulent. That's all for me, and I apologize for the mistakes in the speak, grammar, on pronunciations. And the last, I say thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.